Only losing the one casualty, bomb down for an extra 300 for OC. Doesn't quite get it down, but there's extra salt regardless, extending their lead and doing so with 2 consecutive rounds. Haven't seen the CTs really, regardless of that 1v1, that OC 1v3 down to the 1v1.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Extra Salt here. Now, as we mentioned earlier, for Vitality, this is only their second map played since Kyojin has been in the team, right? Well, actually, that's not true. They played that last event with RPK, and then Kyojin stepped in.
He's been scrimming with them in the interim.
Yeah, so it's very difficult, first of all, to tell what we're going to get out of a player like Kyojin. You would assume somebody who can plug into RPK's shoes, so more of a tank position, right? We talk about as an anchor. You wind him up and he gets you a couple kills.
That's how it's been described, yeah. I mean, you know, when people were kind of questioning why he, of all the names in the French scene.
It was role-based, right?
Yeah, entirely role-based. At least that's the insight we've got from Vitality and their staff.
ZywOo's been forced back again here, right? And if we take a bit of a look at the minimap, it is a passive stance from Vitality. No sewer control, no presence towards long, nobody up in the bathrooms. ZywOo's the most forward member on that A bomb site as OC and Co continue just clawing back all that real estate. Masuda and Shox right now are in swing on that B side as well, and it is just Kyojin being left with so much responsibility. If they keep going back to this B bomb site and testing Kyojin and he's left in anchor positions and he's not getting a kill, that's what Vitality are used to, RPK getting a kill. So we have to keep our eyes on how long they leave him alone.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an isolated position. How often have I seen players flashed and killed? Doesn't matter. Kyojin good for 2. Wow, and a smoke arrives from his teammates as well, perfectly locking the door behind the 2 casualties. Sonic and JT, 2 of the South African members of the Extra Salt squad. And so it's down to the Americas.
Time's the problem here. They can still get in. Need to go now.
Marky's on no, it's on short. OC's missed his shot, and Masuda should wrap this up. Fang and Marky giving it everything she's got. 10 seconds, he'd need the frag now. He'd need the plant in 3, 2, and 1. It does go down, can't be contested, or it can with a nice topspin nade from ZywOo from the top rope. Vitality back on the board, just about keeping their heads above water. Those CT finances are being tested in these trials.
Yeah, this is the thing. If they keep coming in late and making sure 2 or less players are surviving here, we talk about the magic number being 3, right? It becomes much more difficult on that CT side to drop guns across. Right now, ZywOo and Shox can drop rifles, but it means they won't be able to buy any extra nades. Kyojin should just be able to buy them, but it might be a FAMAS. So you can see just how the tables are not quite set just yet.
Didn't get to make my point, but with this perfect replay, I think it will be a good time to make it, which is that on that jail position, you are fully gambling. Like, you are overcommitted to that fight to the point where you are the only way in which you have an advantage is if they aren't pre-aiming that position. And often we see flashes. How many times have I seen someone on that jail position, blind, they hold down mouse 1, the spray is lost, and they are 2.
Yeah, I think that it can work in a couple of different ways, right? But the way that situation, if a flash came over with no smoke there, you bang on. You're almost kind of hoping they come through a smoke with a flash in that situation. The buyers are back out for Vitality, but yeah, Extra Salt, they just win this one. They'll break that cash.
Bit of aggression out of ZywOo. Plays anti for the first. Looking to peek into OC. He was there. No contact found. Oh, hello. JT reacts in time. That's a crucial headshot. Apex could have found an early man advantage for this CT side that's desperate to string 2 rounds together. We haven't seen Vitality win 2 CT rounds in succession yet. Prior to or after that pistol and its second.
They're taking some territory back off that death.
Yeah, they'll be rotating Shox quickly if Masuda and Kyo call this clear.
Then we're going to keep pushing here. This is very risky, but it's a play they need to make.
So fast behind them. ZywOo's going to send them back down the stairs, and JT's the next. He answers the call.
He's not going to expect another here, surely.
Seems to be. He's head on a swivel. He's looking the right way and gets Kyojin's push.
They can go back to B now.
They certainly can, but will they? Fang so pushed up, keeps Shox on his toes. The bomb's so committed, it's long. It could not have been a longer rotate all the way back to B. JT's going to be ahead of the pack. Shox is there already. This is interesting. 40 seconds. JT's going to be loud about this.
Oh, Shox is here in this.
Yeah. And Z was on the way as well. They'll hold short. Shox responsible for Monster. This is a great setup. I'm not sure Extra Salt are anticipating this presence already on site. No, he's just going to hold it. OC's on the bomb unless JT can be the bodyguard. He's not there in time. Swing. Important. Finds the head. Anticipating the AWP. Anticipating, but not ready for ZywOo. Very quick on the trigger. And his 10th frag found, as well as the 5th for Vitality.
That was a great round from JT. What did he get? 4 kills in that one right there? Got Apex to kick things off. Then got the 2 guys coming through connector, gets the trade kill and almost sets himself up for the ace. That would have been one of the best rounds I think I've seen JT play. The in-game leader.
Bang.
Showing up in a big way here. Some nice shots.
That jump really did cost Apex. That was greedy.
Yeah, I think shooting on the jump. Yeah. As soon as he sees him staring, he was like, well, I guess I'm dead either way. Yeah, imagine. That was another close round. So the money still really not built for Vitality here. They are scrapping together another buy, and so are Extra Salt, Deagles, Galils.
This is where, like, this is the break point, right? If either team is about to pull away, it's whoever jostles for control and wins. Galils, Deagles, Tech-9s, Extra Salt have put everything on the line here.
Taking a bit of pace out of this one, right? And they're getting a lot of respect. So there's no huge push coming in from A. They haven't taken control of sewer just yet either. Just waiting behind this monster smoke. And this looks like it's going to be just a contact play.
Flash is good. So it's the frag. Masuta there to pick up the pieces and does so with ease. More swinging out. A nice headshot finds JT. 3v3. Fang, a crucial duel now. If he could just find the head of Shocks, and he has.
Huge shot.
M4 found, and now the round as well starting to fall apart for Vitality. Fang going long. This is big. If he can take that space before Zywoo can fill the gap, he'll be able to walk up on this AWPer. Boosted now, and that's perfect from Zywoo. The fact he checks completely nullifies the advantage that once held in the Extra Salt hands. He's doing everything to delay this rotate. Gray screen is your only option.
Oh, I like this. They're just going to stand and wait in that smoke. I don't know if they're going to creep through before it fades, but they're running out of time. Inching forward, and Zywoo's given up the sight. This extra smoke on OC, if this denies a key piece of real estate here, bank or that drop-down position, they might be able to set up for this Extra Salt.
Oh, smoke's on the site. The wall bang. This is the only way. And he's not going to hit the first. No, but the second does on the retreat. Bombs down. It's enough for OC to work with. Apex. Spotted out, knows where they're both coming from. OC has to try and hunt this duel. Apex is ready though, sharp as ever, puts the 6th on the board for Vitality. It was Zywoo's delaying, Apex working together in a nice unit. It was Masuta as well who actually managed to deter them from being in the first place.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there that they, in that situation, you understand why they're smoking the bomb spot, right? You don't know where the CT is defending from exactly. If he peered out long while the defender's trying to cover one of the other positions, bomb dropped around, done anyway. So at least they guarantee the plant in this scenario. And I like it from Extra Salt. They're not forcing the issue. They push in, they get a couple of nice trades onto B. They're trying to play the mid round. This is an unfortunate death for Sonic there, if we're being real, right? Like, it's just a Zywoo moment. Zywoo rounds are going to happen. And then Apex finishing things off onto OC. If he didn't flub his first, he gives himself a real shot in that one-on-one.
Big shout out to Fang as well, but not only finding that frag, but just knowing he had to take space. Like, he's already getting quite switched on to this very advanced European meta. Oh, Kyojin unloads his mag and combined with Masuta just sends this Tech-9 back to spawn. That's the end of that. Nice and quick. The quickest round we've seen so far here on Overpass, but it does put Vitality within that 7-5. They're almost winning out the half now.
Yeah, this is looking much better here for Vitality. They were able to withstand all of those buys. That was the thing. Extra Salt were threatening throughout, and then they even got themselves into a position with that last round where, sure, it was just a B rush, but it was pistol upgrades. Still a difficult round to deal with. Heads up CS here, and they knocked them down. But we get back underway with the AK-47s, and for Extra Salt, they can still break this bank, Alex. Take a quick look at Vitality's cash. At the moment, it's just Apex with 5k, Kyojin with 3.8. So a round here for Extra Salt could still be huge in this first half.
A new call for the CT setup as well. Double long. Enables you to get very early info when you want it, right? Shonk can push in, cool playground clear, and that 3-man stack from B is immediately justified. The gap is underpass to Banana.
It's all on the timing here, right? Apex has just rotated back to deal with that gap you were talking about. So the gap that Extra Salt had is slowly closing, not completely.
But Zywoo holding this angle is very potent. Apex is passive, Banana is still the gap. You really don't know what's around the corner. And the Zywoo warp is going to be very, very destructive. He's even advancing. Shox is too, coming in behind them. It's all going to be about timing now. If OC's the last one in with the bomb on his back, it could really be a round ender. Maybe Apex does it all on his own. Trades into the site. ZywOo's on a very fast flank here, and that's the bomb.
Hello, everyone.
Spotted, Fang down. Marky next victim. A missed shot from ZywOo. He has to push the issue here, Marky. He's got 2 to contend with, trying desperately, but ZywOo's so ready. Only 2 remain, 1 spotted, the other swings out. OC's doing his best, as was Sonic, was past tense. Courtesy of Kyojin. Good shots, can't transfer. There's another for the French.
All right, well, another good round there from Vitality, right? And I love that play. It's about knowing which puzzle piece that you're working with there. Like you mentioned, that gap, they gave it up. And it was fantastic for them because now the T's, they have to worry about not only the flank coming through from bathrooms, long is still a question mark because they never cleared that angle out. And they're focusing on the rotations coming through sight. So well played there from Vitality. The plan from Extra Salt right now with the loss bonus where it is, we will be seeing another buy coming through. So the AKs are out, no AWP for OC still, and some light util, right? We're talking flash smoke on a few. We've only got 2 Molotovs in play. There's not a single HE for those dunk nades onto the B bomb site with the barrels position or up close and personal to Monster. Extra Salt, I feel like they're worth another round in this first half here. They've been looking pretty threatening.
Yeah. You see if they can make it work. Super light on util. 1 smoke, probably for heaven. Maybe for sight. Molotov for barrels, couple of flashes over. Sonic's got the molly lined up. Short's going to be held, the door's blown off. Shock's going to provide support if they want to go short side. Fang has got that smoke for heaven. Oh, Kyojin, again, persistent on the angle, gets 2, just on the slither gap, and the spray from Apex is good as well. The round is lost before they even see a CT. Oh, catastrophe for Extra Salt. And there's more through the smoke. We are going to have a perfect round here from the CTs where they haven't seen any of the players they've killed other than OC. Kyojin just working on a little slither gap, trying to jump into the line. Shox can't believe his luck. 10 frags found for him, but also 9 for Vitality. They are starting to really level this out.
What do you think about what Shox has done with his hair?
It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, like he's always had kind of the anime protagonist vibe.
Yeah.
But now he's fully committed to it.
He's completely embraced it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, Extra Salt, I felt like they're probably worth another. I don't know if they're going to get there, right? We are going to see primarily Galil's purchased up, 4 of which utility in a similar spot as it was last round. Vitality of, since they got rid of those double orbs, been looking pretty good.
I'd love to see a round that reminds me that OC's a prominent rifle presence as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's the one with the AK. He's got no nades. His only purpose here is to kill. That's his only intent. Look at Shox's info. You cheeky bastards. I was going to be getting all of the info that he has to rotate.
Yep, you've crossed. Come on in.
Okay, but now the fact that they've lost Apex does mean ZywOo's going to be at a bit of a sticky spot. Marky will hear the rotate as well.
Oh, Fang's aware.
Okay. Ready for long. Keeping them busy. The rotate's coming in, but the bomb's going B. This is actually perfect.
Such
Vitality.
an awkward fight.
Convinced. And Marky's information is enough to get them complete control of the site. For the first time this entire half, Extra Salt have completely fooled Vitality. They're boosting as well. This is very nice. They have to find an advantage. It can't just be numbers. The weapons don't favor them. The bomb now does. Marky boosted up. Fang is still long. Good spot, Chad. ZywOo's still hunting for him. He's on the wrong side of the map. And Marky.
Oh, no!
Tame the spray, Marky!
No.
He's been punished by the no-scope. Surely not the round. No, he can't afford to lose it like this. They did all the hard work, and Fang was the one that was so disconnected from the back. Now there's a molly on his spot. He can't even contest the defuse. Go on. Yes, no, little to the right. Can't do it. 10-5. And that is a catastrophe. Extra Salt, that one was almost a guarantee. It's 10-5 on the half. We'll be right back.
ask if we could talk, but then say nothing. Maybe you just had too much to say. Cause when you call me up, you just want one thing. And maybe in the end you'll get your way. But I just wanna know, oh, 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 yeah, if we should take it slow, oh, 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 yeah. I just wanna show ya, I'd do anything for you, girl. I just wanna know, oh, 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 yeah. I just wanna know. We just need to stop and take a moment to slow things down, work this out.
Well, we are back in action with the 10-5 half favoring Vitality. It's our second day of play for DreamHack Masters Spring 2021. The time is, it's about 2 p.m, so you're probably munching into your lunch, having a snack, maybe even starting your first of your 2.5 liters a day. Stay hydrated, gang. 1xBet believes Vitality has this one in the bag, and we're ready to see if that pistol round gives Extra Salt a bit of a leg up into this one. I say we. I'm not alone. My name is Machine, and I'm joined by Chad Spoonge Birchall.
Part-time commentator, part-time air conditioner repairman.
Did you get it?
Nah, I turned it off. It might fix itself. So if there's any background noise, everybody, that's our fault. It gets hot in this little fishbowl of a room.
Okay, well, OC's actually struggled to connect any of the dots on his initial exchange, and Zywoo's not going to bend the knee. He wants in, strafing in. Fang, that's the find he needed. 2-head, 3, in fact, for the CTs early. Problems now, bomb loose, Apex long. He's going to be hunted down, and that's Fang with his second. Make it third, actually. Solid start. Canadian puts himself in good stead to convert. Only Shocks, they can double peek here on the fight. He'll tuck in, perhaps, on the walk-up. Sonic's ready for that double fight. As soon as Marky confirms he's got contact, Sonic's there for the headshot.
Oh, simple as you like there. Clean that one up. A very important pistol round for Extra Salt. Need to win one of them in the series. And I always shed a tear when I see Zywoo die first. As part of a rush, right? If he dies first with an AWP and he's picking somewhere, yeah, that's all right. But when I see him die first as part of a rush, I'm like, someone else, just give your life. Give your life for Zywoo.
He was the first one in. Yeah, he was.
All right, here we go. We're underway, and we got the Team Vitality Classic Force Buy. And the reason I say the Classic Force Buy is because Apex, he loves the old Scout on these rounds.
Doesn't he?
One of the weapons he's roaming around with on the Forces. Now, on the other side of things, Extra Salt have gone heavy into rifles. We've got 3 Fammies and an M4A4. Here's the man in question with the Scout, just scoped, running, leading the charge. He's loving it. An entry fragger of old turned in-game leader. Apex, Zywoo, Kyojin, they take their way up long. They have some light util here. They've gotten control of this very quickly. Masuda working Fountain and Shocks.
Why do I feel like
the
Vitality are about to win this round?
I'm kind of with you. If they keep going through long, there's a massive gap right here. OC and Fang are more committed towards the bathrooms and the connector. And, well, that third man to rotate back. Oh, Fang, the timing on this. Oh, Fang.
Oh. Okay, they're slipping the net.
He's looked a few times and they're actually
passed.
passed.
He's got his back turned.
Oh, no.
They've only got 1 kit. JT's on his way with it. And Zywoo hits the first bullet out of his deagle. Problems now. Straight away, the bomb is down and the save call. Is it going to be made? JT, he doesn't want to let this one go.
Oh, Fang's all the way back around towards T-stairs and Shocks is still waiting for him here.
Yeah, that's just going to be more frustration for Fang. Body shots is all it requires. His weapons now all laden all over overpass. You just don't want to give him a full weapon set for free. You don't.
Yeah, considering it's Famouses and the M4, right? They probably should just hold on to this.
They're going for it. And immediately losing head. Zywoo 2 now on the deagle. Time very sensitive. He's lost all of his teammates and he'll lose all of his weapons as well. Chad Birchall with more.
It's practically a clean round as well, only losing 1 player in that type of a force buy. It's crazy how Vitality just able to get past the defenses like that. And I don't just mean up long. I mean that timing for Fang, it couldn't have been any worse, right? You could see we had his POV looking down towards connector, pivoting back up. Yeah, he's got 2 places to watch. OC, the poor man, he's dealing with long in this situation, doesn't realize no matter what happens in that duel with Zywoo, he is dead a split second later regardless. And there's Zywoo just popping off with a little bit more. So easy stuff for Vitality as they stretch their legs up to 11 rounds now. Extra Salt, well, they haven't completely forced. It's going to be some deagles for 4, a P250 for OC, and Fang's about to be dead again.
Needs the perfect head, can't. ZywOo provides instead. This was Extra Salt's pick as well. That pistol win would have put them in such good stead had they converted. Instead, though, double dig from ZywOo and immediately just down in the dumps. Early man disadvantage. Deagles aren't going to get you far.
Would like to see a bit more from Marky here in this second half. Well, then here we go. Now we're talking. It is a 3-on-3. The bomb is still all the way back towards spawn. No guaranteed real estate here for Vitality that they're aware of. Rotation coming in back towards the B site from a couple of the CT members. And they might get their forces in the right place at the right time. Ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
They're super non-committal.
And that might pay off, right? We still have 40 seconds left. Molotov towards barrels, that's like a clear indication that they're coming. The flashes now, well, that sells it.
God, FAMAS versus Deagle, it's certainly not a guarantee. Now he's taking the head off of Apex. The conversation gets a little more interesting. 25 to get the bomb down. Shox provides the first, and JT with just 1 HP, losing his teammate and the round in the process. Repositioning, hoping for a lucky head. Shox has put himself into such good stead that the wide swing is required. ZywOo will be able to provide the overwatch unless he loses his life. 1 HP in a dream, bro. It would have to be something quite absurd. And yeah, baiting the shots, he's doing everything right. Forces ZywOo onto notice, but a nice reposition. Puts Vitality's 12th on the board. So we're going to be seeing the margin for error significantly reduced.
Yeah, especially when we get into those weapon rounds, right?
Yeah.
Extra Salt can go for another one of those like Deagle purchases if they would like, and then buy in that next round. OC's obviously going to get that AWP up as quickly as possible. But the scoreline will be most likely 13-6. As Extra Salt, we're seeing what they're purchasing in. There's a flash coming onto the floor. You've got a P250 with a smoke for Marky, a couple more P250s for Fang and Sonic there, a little bit of a late bite. But all in all, this one is looking like it has Vitality's name written all over it. That flash, they've gobbled that one up. It was just a simple flash, a single flash, and well, 3 players are ready to deal with it. Marky's stuck on this B bomb site. He's about to be dead meat. Well, he's a bit of a nuisance, but he's the only one here. There's nobody else to bait for him. There's nobody else to try and draw the fire. That smoke is just like, okay, it's a beacon. Thank you.
Look at him, damn, poor soul. No, Misuta can't believe his luck. Smiling as he refreshes his HLTV page after the eco bash. Oh, yes. 4. Back in Yanko's day, they were called an eco cobra.
Yeah, they even hissed.
They did?
Yeah. Get some people out there with the mop and bucket, try and clean up those eco kills. You had some people that were too hungry. You know, you couldn't put a leash on them. You're like, all right, guys, we're going to play passive this round. We don't want. They're up mid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just fighting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Fur was one of those players where I'm pretty sure Fallen many times just said, hey, dude, if you could just stay, like, let's draw a line party, and you could just stay there.
That's pretty good for us. That works for me.
Yeah.
Don't know if it works for you. Let us know.
Let us know. Fill us in.
Well, the guns are back out. OC's got his AWP. It's not even a glass cannon. The guy's got lucky Kevlar alongside.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks a lot like B. They're priming a B here. ZywOo's just heading back with the bomb. So they've called off. So it looked like they wanted to head towards that B bomb site. A lot of utility was dumped.
I think the cue was that smoke onto the short pipe. Just immediately saying, okay, we will complete this strategy unless we lose, and CTs have made it clear they're going aggressive water.
And they've rinsed a lot of their utility early. 1:20 left on the clock, only 1 smoke remaining here. So Vitality, they're in a dream world right now.
Good point. OC's actually really locked into long. By choosing this position, we'll take a look at the setup, of course, elsewhere up towards water. But as I was saying, he's tucked into the toilet side. So if he loses Fang, if he loses toilet control, his opportunities for retreat are going to be completely gone. Here he's about to be
he's locked in already.
On an island. He's got no options for retreat. He has to. The only way he can get out of this is with bullets. High, nice control. He's evaded the spray. A second chance though goes flat. Kyojin a bit trigger happy. Nearly puts one into ZywOo. That would not have gone down well. Fang tucked in. JT ready to support. Needs to be taking first contact here. JT, get your nades out. You need to draw fire. Fang, set up for success.
Oh, no.
Jesus, tames the beast. 3 on long, and that's a quick opening from ZywOo. Smokes the cross to perfection. Fang, they know where you are, and a bankside plant. This spells trouble. Above the smoke. Nice find. ZywOo's doing a lot of work for Vitality here, but Marky's the one to best him. 2-on-2. Time-sensitive mission. No kit either. Marky has been quiet. Now can contribute. Both of them coming in from this bank side.
It's not planted for them. They both left the site.
Yeah, you'd think a little tickle would go a long way. Not holding it.
Oh, they're so worried about
They're
a flank.
forcing the fight. Yeah, look at them. They're like, this is a bankside plant. It made no sense. Vitality defy all logic. Playing the after plant, unable to stop that defuse, and it completely gets under Extra Salt's skin.
Yeah, I think a smoke and a kit, and there's a whole different scenario right there, isn't there? So Extra Salt just
the audacity.
losing complete track of them here. And yeah, you're right. It is pretty ridiculous that Vitality get the plant down that side and then evacuate. There's no real plan. Having to think on the fly, and well, it works. 14-6 right here. Back down to the Pistols. Extra Salt to defend against the 15th. We'll need to hope that both those grenades purchased in by Fang and Sonic land exactly where they're designed. Well, I think they landed exactly where they're designed. Nobody was home to receive, so no damage done, and B is already under pressure.
Okie dokie, that's an Apex special. You got any more for us, Marky? You might have to provide another head. He's hit the body, and that's all he gets.
Okay, well, let's call this one 15, shall we? Fang and Sonic, they were the ones with the nades over towards A. They have to rotate in, see if they can get an exit. You know, an AK wouldn't go awry right now, would it? You know, get that one-shot headshot potential.
Chad, do you know what the word is used for design of flags?
Design of flags.
It's like vexology or something,
Okay.
vexiology. Either way, I think Canada and South Africa are like right up there in terms of cool flags.
All right.
Like the UK, super busy. You know, I'm sure there's, you know,
Got lots of lines on there.
There's a lot of reasons. It's all of the people that united into the kingdom. I get it.
Okay.
But
Mine's just got a lot of stars on it.
yours is all right. Yeah, you've got like a micro Union Jack in there.
And just some stars. Yeah,
But
there's some
the
interesting
maple
ones.
leaf, look
the
at the
Japanese
colours.
flag. You seen the Japanese flag?
Yeah, of course.
That's just the dot, isn't it?
It's minimalist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Whereas I'd say, you know, the French flag, it's got a lot of history to it, but they did just put 3 colors together.
I think that's what most of the world did, right? We like these colors the most.
Yeah.
We're going to put this on our flag.
So that's red, blue, and white. 15-6.
Yeah, a bit like that, isn't it? This
Yeah.
one here is difficult. This is Extra Salt, like going up against a Vitality who we knew not a lot about, but this is the Vitality playing like we expect, especially with ZywOo 23 kills to his name.
I don't know. I'm of the camp to believe that this could have been a much more competitive overpass if a couple more of those breakpoint rounds in that first half went the way of Extra Salt. That OC clutch is one. Marky shuts down 2 members of Vitality. That could and would be enough, unless Apex and Masuta have got more in the tank. He's so low, but 10 HP in a dream. 2 from short side. Apex to plant. He's the full HP member, which isn't particularly favorable, especially now OC's managed to catch Masuta in the cross. Okay, loads of time for Apex to work his magic. Not known to be an AWP player. Would require a blunder out of Extra Salt, and not gonna happen. Okay. A 7th found, but they are going to have to go on another 8-round run if they want to pick this up. All doubt zone, no doubt about it. Oh, just repeating myself in different words.
No
ZywOo,
doubt
however,
zone. No doubt about it.
No doubt, no doubt.
There ain't no doubt. I get knocked down. I've got a lot of songs in my head today. It's a party up there. I don't know what's happening.
I
think
decided
it's
that
Friday.
my entire generation were raised on the Shrek soundtrack. And I
Okay.
think that's where
Yep.
a large majority of our Orvorns come from.
See what you did there.
He's
Well, we're in.
Good grief. All right, Marky's ready to fight. Oh, my lord, a quick adjustment. Good heads. Sonic's down, though, and so is the site. Shox is already just ratting on the rotate, and now a very early man disadvantage for Extra Salt for the map. Best of 3 for the life at DreamHack Spring. Just OC in a 1v3. Look at ZywOo's position. It's a round winner. It's a game winner. And there you have it, folks. Vitality 1-0 up in pursuit of glory and survival in the lower bracket. Extra Salt now have to defend their honor on Vitality's pick. We'll be back after the break with the analyst desk.
Vitality opening up. So far, so good here at the DreamHack Masters Spring. But today, you're facing North America's newest hope, Shocks. You're facing Extra Salt. And this is a team that has actually kind of made some waves just recently, has a best-of-3 victory over top of Big. I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts, your feelings versus Extra Salt, because I don't think this is a game that, a week ago maybe you'd think was one-sided. Today, could be a little closer maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, true. I think we nowadays, any teams can beat any teams. The level of CS right now is really stacked. We can see a lot of teams that are not the most popular, but win important series. Just as you say, for example, Extra Salt against Big. So it's gonna be definitely a tough match. It's also an elimination match. So you always gotta have a bit of more pressure because you don't want to get out this early of the tournament for sure. And yeah, from their side, they definitely have something to play as they're gonna probably play their underdog card, where they can play pretty free. While on our side, we are trying just to set up things with Kyojin. As he just arrived, and just trying to feel comfortable during officials as a team. So yeah, it's gonna be definitely an interesting match from both sides, I would say.
As expected, Shocks, always a fantastic teammate, always a fantastic time. Thank you for your time today, man, and best of luck versus Extra Salt.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Welcome back to DreamHack Masters Spring. My name is Frankie Ward. I've got Maniac and Yanko here to break that one down. And it was fairly short and sweet, really, especially on that second half. Poor Extra Salt, Maniac. This is their second 16-8 of the tournament. Is the scoreline a fair one?
I will give them the benefit of the doubt in the sense that there were at least 3 clutches that could have gone either way. Zywo 1v1 and then 2 versus 2s on that first half. Yet, the play style and the game plan for Extra Salt was a huge B pressure time and time again. And you could see as soon as Kyojin found his footings and then Shock started taking information, that was it. I don't think Vitality were ever at risk. And it is a little bit of a problem because that was Extra Salt's pick.
And Yanko, feel free to dunk on me there because I miscounted. It was actually 7-16. It was an even more unfortunate scoreline than yesterday.
No, it happens, it's all right. But Maniac is right, that B side, it's very tempting on overpass because it gives you a bit easier fights, right? You can walk, try to go towards sandbags, try to fight the guy barrels, if they're giving you that fight, or if they're not playing close monster, if they're playing from barrels, it's so tempting to just try to walk out, right? And, you're thinking you have the advantage. You have the advantage in fights, but no one just gives it to you without a plan, right? There's usually flash plays coming in, defensive smokes, all kind of jazz. And listen, at the end of the day, you say 5 rounds T-side overpass without a pistol, that's pretty decent, right? They even win the second pistol. The problem was that second round that they lost on the CT side, right? That completely broke their back, took away any momentum that they might have gotten. It's even worse to lose the second round than it is to just straight up lose pistols. So I think that's where, for me, it was like, all right, now Vitality is just going to wrap this one up.
Yeah, and for us it was great because we got to see Kyojin in a lot of different situations. We just had the highlight here. He started a little bit in a shaky fashion, right? He got caught off guard a couple of times, but then he stepped up massively. I'm just looking at some of these stats. 15 multi-kills, 94 ADR. I mean, he did the job, and it seems like he is definitely slotted in as an RPK. That's the sense I got, the feeling I got. It's basically, hey, you are supposed to hold this position. Good luck, have fun. Maybe if you're lucky, we're going to give you a flash, but you're on your own. So there's a lot of responsibility on him, and I thought he did a great job. I mean, Extra Salt, sure, they surprised him a couple of times, but then he really stepped up.
But can he be more than RPK? Because RPK was incredibly good at being RPK, so obviously we need to see something else from him. I'm just not sure what. Yeah,
I think our RPK was a safe value, but he would not really surprise you in any sense, right? You know what you get from him, and that was it. That was consistency, which is great for an IGL, as Apex obviously, but you need someone that can be able to take over, maybe have a little bit more flashiness, intuition in the game. These clutch situations, RPK was sometimes a little bit out of sorts, and he didn't really know how to negotiate them. With Kyojin, you have the ability to have someone that's mechanically quite gifted, as we could see, but maybe an idea for a development into something greater.
What do you think Fank needs to learn, Yanko?
I think he just needs a little bit more experience playing against tier 1 opposition, right? Like, same for everyone on Extra Salt. You're going to get more punished more often by these players. They're going to also be more patient. So if you're a lurker, right, you're used to people forgetting about you maybe a bit too much. Here, someone knows, especially they're going to study the team, right? They know you're the lurker. They know if, you're hitting the bomb site in this way, that you're on the other side and someone's going to be waiting for you. So just realizing the different timings, the different situations you're going to find yourself in. That's why I think, they just need more games against some of the best teams in the world.
And the thing is, it's probably quite hard to be Fang right now because he's playing in a team against Shox, and Shox was making waves with those sneaky CT plays as well, obviously, as the lurks on the T side as well. Shox was looking pretty good today, and he's only just getting started. Yeah,
and it was a little bit of a chess match between Shox and Fang because they were out-lurking each other. And at that game, who else but Shox to be the most experienced player and know where you're going to be and just outplay you? Yanko was talking about that force buy that Vitality wins on the second half, obviously the back-breaking moment for the likes of Extra Soul. But that's where Shox is actually out-lurking Fang in the door, trying to catch them from behind, but that's it. He's out of position. So a man like Shox would obviously step up, and it is great. I think he has always been part of the win conditions for Vitality to be stepping up. But there's a man we need to talk about as well. It's ZywOo. And he fell out of the conversation. Remember, he's the back-to-back best player in the world. He fell out of that conversation because of the likes of Shiro stepping up massively. I think he has a job to do at this event as well, and in the next few weeks to remind everyone that he is still here. He was 25-7. He did everything he could, but that's just the first few steps. We've seen a little bit of a different face from ZywOo, not as, I want to say, fierce as Simple could be at times, and it's great to see him step up and take over.
I feel like he's had quite a good event so far. Okay, fine, he's only played a couple of maps, but people were clutching their pearls a little bit a few weeks ago, going, oh my goodness, he's had his worst event of the year so far. We are only in April, Yanko, so I feel like we probably don't have to panic too much for young ZywOo.
Yeah. And also he's like having the worst event of his career, and it's like 115 rating or something like that. So it's not like he's sucking. He's just not. He got us accustomed to such great performances, right? That we're just like, oh yeah, it's not what we're used to. But when you get used to 130, 140 ratings, right? It's very difficult to keep that on a high level. But he and Simple are both doing recently in the last couple of years has been tremendous. So I have no worries about ZywOo, but it's true, him and Shox, because Apex is the third experienced guy, but he's the in-game leader, does a lot of the dirty work. Like Shox especially needs to step up a bit more. I think he loves that fact. I think he's accustomed to it, with plays that Maniac pointed out, those mid-round information plays, knowing through his experience when there's an opening to be taken, right? Because you can't really expect yet, even from Misuda, especially not from Kyojin, to make those kinds of plays for your team.
So I think we should have a quick look at the B stream while we've got a minute, because we've got the Brazilian extravaganza going on right now. It's Pain versus Furia. I'm kind of impressed by that scoreline from Pain.
Well, the thing is that Pain as well, there is an upset alert potential in that game. Not only is it a regional matchup, and we know that these can go a little bit in a weird way, but also Pain, they looked quite legit. Whenever I had the time and the chance to watch them play, they've looked pretty good, decent map pool, good roster. They're still going up against the big brothers of Furia, but I have a slight feeling that we overrate Furia because of how they destroyed Astralis, but then with time we knew what was going to happen with the Danish roster. So Furia is not going to be out of the woods quite yet, although it seems things look great in the first map.
All right then. Well, with that music, I hear that it's time for us to go to a break. However, if you would like to check out the Brazilian derby, it is twitch.tv/ESL_CSGOB. But you know what I want you to do? I want you to keep it right here too, because we're going to be back after the break with Dust 2.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
The Masters saga began in 2016 with the first ever DreamHack Masters tournament. The event took place in Malmö, Sweden.
Every time I think about DreamHack Masters in Malmö, I just get like goosebumps and these good feelings.
With a year of struggle behind them, the home team Ninjas in Pajamas had a lot to prove.
We felt really confident, but then we started the game against Dignitas. Yeah, they totally just smashed us on overpass, I think like 16-1 or 16-2 or something like this. And I don't know why we played so badly the first game. I think we were super nervous or something maybe.
After a rough start in the group stage, NIP managed to advance to the playoffs, beating the ever-strong Danes Astralis.
Ladder position, if he peeks out now, it's Dupree dead. Headshot, and he fades away. They can't get the refrag. Kerrigan tries. All that serves to do is tell get right. He's there. Oh, they'll do it. Forrest closes it out. NIP move on in Sweden, and you can head back across the bridge, Denmark.
Bomb is going to get planted, and it's the AWP confrontation. Again, Pitt's been missing a lot of shots. This is his way to make amends from those previous mistakes. He lands the shot.
After knocking out Virtus Pro in the quarterfinal, NIP faced off against their fellow Swedish countryman Godsent for a spot in the finals.
GetRight aced or killed 4 guys, and I remember Twist was trying to knife him, and GetRight just turns around like 90 degrees and just one taps him.
GetRight's going to look to try and bag himself this kill until Electro does finally get it. He is going to find himself the receiving end of a battering. Here comes GetRight. He gets knifed but peeks around and destroys Twist.
In a stadium packed with fans, Godsent raises the stakes, forcing NIP into a third and final map.
Player, Forrest meanwhile, Connector again gets the bomb. And he saved the semi-finals. He's being tagged up from short, picked off.
After the win, there was only one obstacle left to complete this Cinderella story: Navi.
We got a really good start, and we just kept rolling, and the crowd just went nuts, and we could hear them screaming like NIP. I think I remember like every single kill from that last round. I think GetRight got like the last 3 or something.
Another one, Flamey, with an important refrag, but GetRight is there. Zeus and Edward are left, and they're simply out of time. 30 seconds here. NIP, what a story it's been already. GetRight, and here it comes, NIP.
These boxes that we were playing in, they're supposed to be sound is isolating, but I think we could hear the whole arena, like everyone was screaming. It's just amazing.
The first ever DreamHack Masters champion, the legendary Ninjas in Pajamas.
DreamHack Masters Spring 2021.
Almost.
We're nearly halfway through the year.
I almost clicked it in time.
Yeah.
I thought I would have just
You said you had a
made it.
nugget for me. You got
I
a nugget?
did, because we're going into Dust 2, and I thought what we should do, because Extra Soul have only been in Europe for a little bit this year, right? They've played it 4 times. They lost to Spirit, they lost to Big, then they beat Big, and then they lost to EPG Family, which is Hooch's boys, the Elian, you know, those boys. So hasn't been going great for Extra Soul on Dust 2, and I'm not sure if it's going to change right here, because Vitality, they're kind of selling me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the desk has covered it fantastically well. I do think there is always going to be that slight chance, the curveball of Extra Salt, but I do echo the sentiment that Overpass was really where their damage could have been done in this series. They're starting off nice and simple, bread and butter play. We're going to be sending the bomb late B, going for early long control, and that's actually been beautifully received by Vitality.
Yeah, they're trying to sell this with the double smokes, but Shox is over towards Car, so he's going to be able to call all this clear,
Well,
unless they take
commit.
it down.
Yeah. JT's going to clear it. This is going to be very convincing if they could just have hit the head.
Oh, it's called clear.
Yeah.
No need to rotate. They're ready for this on B.
Apex is there. No one's checked the first corner. Trigger discipline, and he can't believe his luck. To the back of the dome, and down goes Extra Salt.
That was
dissolved.
Yeah, almost the perfect setup to deal with that fake, right? Because traditionally, if you see a team take long and they get no contact, if nobody's there even spotting the corner, you're like, okay, so what are they doing? They're probably holding from top side and they have short control or more of a mid focus. So they're thinking, yeah, we can sell this. We can get this rotation going. But of course, Shox.
Oh, it was a team flash.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like Shox calling for it and then Oh.
Because JT had just seen him, started fighting. Sonic was throwing the flashes that he was told to do in the dry run and just completely falls apart. So into the force bind, out long we go. Maybe a better chance this time. There's more members.
He's blind. He's blind. Tucked in. OC's dead, and so is the round. Okay, calm down. Calm down. ZywOo. Not giving him anything, is he? Just no room to breathe.
I think ZywOo's heard everybody talking shit.
Go on, get a third, ZywOo. You're not going to miss, are you? Nope, not at all. 3 on the scout, starting off with a bang.
All right, well, if this is quick, just like that second half of Overpass we just had, we might be having a bit of a break before our second series.
Yeah, might get some time in the sun, actually. Sun, is that a strong word?
The sun's out today. Not here.
I don't know.
You know, maybe through the clouds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still definitely getting some of the rays.
I got the vitamin D in my bag if you need some more.
I've already chugged my vitamin D and creatine. I'm really trying.
Okay. All right.
Don't know why I'm doing that. I'm not exercising today.
No,
but
well,
I did exercise yesterday.
You did. You were in the gym after me.
Bang. Is it your old weights that are in the gym?
No, I don't know where they came from.
Masuta, $600 a pop. He gets nothing for it. And so, well, ZywOo will have to step up, and the nade does 98 damage to Sonic, or whatever it was.
Oh, that's the aircon again, everybody. I thought I turned it off.
Oh, it's mad. Yeah, all right. Chad Birchall.
So I'm really sorry about this, everyone.
Our tech support.
I hope that fixes it.
We'll see.
So we are working on it.
Is Rush here, by the way?
He is here. I don't know if he wants to talk to us.
Why doesn't he say hello anymore?
I don't know.
Hello.
He's Swedish Rush. Because it's a DreamHack event, so it's Swedish Rush.
I came on the plane. I jumped off the plane from Svenska.
Why is he like a kind of Irish, Swedish?
Because, well, it's Russian accents, right? Rush and accents, not Russian accents.
Yeah, accents go a bit all over the place.
Did you check with Dagny if you're allowed to do the Swedish accent?
Yes, I checked.
Okay.
I worried if I was going to offend anyone.
Yep.
Apparently, it's not possible, so that's
to offend anybody? That's true.
Yeah.
I don't think Rush could offend anybody.
I do have a bit of the jet lag here, boys. It's a long flight from Svenska.
I'm sure it is. All right, this round is...
Oh, that's a great nade. Ready? No, never mind.
Okay, what is happening in this round? They have all 5 alive still.
Yeah, and they're probably going to plan.
They're definitely going to plan.
The bomb is down. They'll take that. Looking very sharp there, Kyojin.
That's a great round for Extra Salt. They came in with just pistols. They get the plant. They got 2 kills. That is fantastic stuff. Sure, it gets cleaned up late, but you're not expecting more than that.
Yeah, this air conditioning unit sounds like a coffee machine.
Can you?
Yeah, I'll do it. Hang on.
Hold my cough button.
Yeah.
I think it hurt us.
It did.
It just stopped.
How mysterious. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just making sure that we're not completely ruining your eardrums every single round of Dust 2.
Yeah, I think it stopped. All right, cool. We're back in. We're fixed. We're good. And you know what? We're into the first gun round. OC has his AWP. ZywOo does not. So let's see. What can Vitality defend against here? Going out long, flashes again. Looks like a fast A split.
Yeah, Fang, he likes his W key. So blind and gets to the blue bin. Big start there. Jumping for info and confirms Kyojin's there, but more contributions from the new boy. He's got big shoes to fill on long. RPK, a tank. And Apex, good damage. Marky on notice, spots him on the cross back, but ZywOo's there to finish off the job. And this, okay, this feels very, very scary. This is a Vitality that do not plan to lose a single CT round. JT trying to change the dialogue, and only OC now. The smoke would enable him to get into pit. Tries to jump to peek over it, confirm if anyone was looking for that fight. And at this stage in the game, losing 2 on the long push. Kyojin's passed his first 2 tests for Vitality's defense.
Yeah, this would be a tough 1-on-3 to win right here.
Well, especially because everyone's just doesn't have to move.
Yeah, and we saw him go for a decent attempt with the rifle on Overpass, right? This time he has his weapon of choice, the AWP. Molotov could come into play, but that flash has to evade it. Backing off will be shocked. Safe stuff here from the veteran. Spotted. Can't hit the shot. Alex, we're going to jump into Skybox just quickly here. We haven't done this in a while. I want to point this out for everybody why they were able to get that long control so easily for the CT side. You're going to see this smoke right here lobbed on out. Now it creates a wall with that T smoke to get across the pit. I think he flubbed it a bit. You probably wanted to cover off there, but it got 2 players across of Kyojin and ZywOo to get control of long and stifle this long push. So good stuff there out of Vitality. Simple but effective. We'll try and do more of that. We'll see if we can.
I want that every round.
Well,
I don't care if you've got nothing to show me, just show me something.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can bring out, but the guns are out one more time. Scout this time from OC. Through the tunnels down towards lower. So they're not doing a default spread like we're always talking about. This is more direct. I think they just want to walk out mid and fight.
Yeah, JT. Definitely one of the sharper tools in the extra salt shed, and they're going to be throwing a smoke Zai. We won't be able to contribute too much. And they're on their way. Okay, Shox and Masuta ready for battle. Takes the first fight and loses his head. Marky provides. One more to find. It's Masuta. Flash now, should finish him off, and that's a great start for extra salt.
Might be a save call immediately here. That was so quick. Out the gate, straight down lower dark, through mid, and sure, ZywOo takes down JT, but JT has basically confirmed the save with that death. 3 players all over towards long, and well, on overpass, Extra Salt wanted to hunt, but that was after establishing a few rounds. This time, I think they might want to hold on to their AK-47. So a nice direct approach there, right? These type of plays, you're only going to get away with them probably once in a game, right? Now they're going to have to go into something a little bit more default. You remember when we were watching Fiend first game yesterday? They were good with their direct approaches, but then when it came down to doing the default spreads, they hadn't established that throughout the game, and they had a hard time getting in with that type of gameplay. But as you can see with the scores on the doors, 4 on the trot being broken right here, right now, probably going to go off in about 3 seconds.
I wanted to know, and this is a genuine question, this might sound a bit newbie or just unnecessary, but you know the kick at smoke that was recently kind of exchanged, like the super fast B-doors smoke you can throw from mid?
Oh, yes, yeah? Yes.
Like it's faster than any glaive lineup we've seen previously. Sure. My question is, will that impact Dust 2's meta in the sense that you can now straight up isolate those 2 fights on B with a smoke up mid? Like you can almost do those Virtus Pro cheeky fast B plants, force the saves more often because by virtue of that new smoke.
I think that it's I think it's something that you're not going to use a lot, right?
Yeah,
it's something that's only going to come out a couple of times because of how risky it is to pull on off. So I don't think it's going to have a huge impact on the meta, and it's hard to predict. So I know what you're saying. In those type of rounds, as soon as that kill comes in, yeah, it's basically
normally
done.
there's like a second wave to a B all in, which is, oh, will they smoke the doors in time?
Yep.
Will the CTs beat the smoke? That's, you know, I'm saying that's gone with this discovery.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It would just suggest the save even quicker, right?
Yeah.
So if there's nobody able to contribute from outside doors who are holding off towards mid, then that one's basically done and dusted as a round.
Interesting. So they're actually posturing for potentially JT to sell something on short. A flash to force ZywOo off the line. They're doing B util initially, so the lurk smoke's out and they're going. Marky is.
Fang's out mid.
Yeah, flash is good. Marky swings out. Masuta loses his life.
Oh, it's all a fake. Bomb's dropping back.
Okay, trying to sell the fake. ZywOo's on the rotate, needs to catch them on the way to B site. He's actually thinking better of it and now spots them on the Xbox. This is going back and forth. They can't decide. Marky's on B. Now ZywOo's gone. Pivoting back, Shox is on the hunt. He can completely stop this rotate from 2 members. JT's there as well. He's completely locked JT away from the site. Sonic's yet to plant that bomb. Smoke will enable it. Bombs across now. Shox spotted, doesn't hit the wall bang, and he's got 2 HP left to work his magic. Sonic to plant. Very difficult to break through. They've got 2 flashbangs to make the magic happen. Here comes number 1. Number 2 pops, swinging in, head spotted and deleted. Nice from Kyojin, but it's JT to wrap it all up. An extra salt, 2 successes on the B side.
Yeah, good stuff there as well. And that round was very jarring, right? Because the mid and B defenders didn't know exactly what was happening because Extra Salt were back and forth, I suppose, right? They had that execute. They set Marky up to go for this entry here. If Marky goes down and Masuta lives in that fight, then this round is over, right? It's over before it can even get started. So that is a huge frag from Marky right there. And he allows them to be able to come back towards that B bomb site because what it was a fake. They were faking the mid to B. They were hoping everybody bit and rotated through spawn, give them a free avenue to catch a timing up short. Didn't work out that way, but they still won the round.
Oh, he's such a threat. Oh, and he does get his wings clipped, JT.
Big miss.
That's a big miss. Enables access to the B site. There's 2 there, though. Could pull them into a false sense of security on towards this B attack, but they are pulling the plug, heading back towards this A site, which is the perfect call.
Yeah, there's no AWP here to contest. Kyojin pushing long. He's going to have a lot of info that nobody's home. This smoke from Apex is really important. Do they disrespect it? They're going through.
They have to disrespect it, and the flash is perfect. So is the frag. Apex does incredibly well to find 1. I'm not sure there's going to be much more for Vitality into this one. Extra Salt, they've now proven they can access both the A and the B site.
Yeah, right now, Vitality are out of money. If they decide to go for this 4-on-3 situation at the A bomb site, they will have nothing going into the next round of play. Double AWPs being saved, though, that's a whole new conversation. So do we see Extra Salt start having a look on in? The bomb been down for about 10 seconds now. They'll be starting to get an indication that things are way too quiet. Is JT going to make the call for the hunt, or are they just going to allow them to keep these AWPs? Because, sure, double AWPs on the CT side of a map like Dust 2, that is super difficult to get past.
It's really hard not to want to see Extra Salt succeed, isn't it? You know,
Sure.
when you consider what they're representing, especially considering that their whole entire region has been, for lack of a better word, gutted. They have lost not only promising talent, but promising organizations. And now, you know, you've got representatives of completely underrepresented regions. You know, we had a few Canadians, sure, but Mexico for sure, a new exciting prospect. And the boy Sonic on your screen is right there from South Africa. I mean, their scene was micro. That is an equivalent to the scene you came from, you know?
Look, I think, you know, North America kind of became the haven for people from smaller regions to be able to go to compete with a decent paycheck, right? To be able to facilitate that lifestyle. So getting the Aussies over there, getting the South Africans over there, obviously the Brazilians migrating up. North America was kind of like a melting pot for everybody that wasn't Europe, in a way, right? So now that there's been a lot of organizations stepping away from supporting those North American teams in the region, you actually look like you have more exotic teams, right? You know, you've got a lot of Brazilian teams there. All the Aussies have left, unfortunately. But, you know, it's still quite that mix. And I think for Extra Salt, they're showing, right? We always knew that they worked hard. You could see that in their executes and their approach to the game. But it's good to be able to see them get these opportunities because you can tell that they're hungry.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's one of the factors. Some of these guys were getting a paycheck and they probably weren't hungry in the past, whereas these guys definitely are.
I was lucky to be alive after that one.
Very lucky.
That was a double dink from JT's AK. Now Kyojin, another test on long. RPK's home, and this time he's not going to be able to deliver to the same capacity. Sonic in a nice elevated position on the barrel. Need to see trades. A double on the cards because ZywOo's trapped on Car. Need to see him go down. Great shot, dry peek from OC. Unforgivable. Fang, however, does recover.
ZywOo's done well there, all things considered.
Yeah, he started on short. Finds a frag on long to contribute.
Oh, that's
nice
huge.
find from Fang. 4 in the round. He's on for an ace here. He's doing it all. Despite the shortcomings from his squad. 55 to finish off the job. Shocks on short, bomb across. They throw it across. That's smart. Fang will be able to be, I assume, able to play the afterplan from long. Shocks makes it clear he's coming from short. This fight onto JT could determine just how potent of a clutch this could be. You don't want to put your head in the vice, do you, JT? Why would you?
That's heard.
Yeah, he knows they're both ramp. And there's JT holding a perfect line. Punishes the AWP. That's a hard clear for Shocks. And that puts them even 4-4, and the CT economy is shaken. They're quivering a little bit here.
Yeah, this is great stuff from Extra Salt. They're stabilizing again. Similar things happened over on Overpass, right? Like it looked for 1 point, yeah, we're going to have a competitive matchup on our hands, and then Vitality started to build. This is the chance right here with Extra Salt going up against this half buy. We've got the Deagles, we've got the Scout out. If they're able to convert against this round, then they have a chance to really start stretching their legs. You can't give away a round like this to Vitality, because as soon as they get switched on, it's going to be all over Red Rover. Apex has taken a tag early, and we love his reactions.
My favorite player to have. I'm sure anyone that's doing like the replay operations is just extra excited when Apex is in the server.
You know you're going to get some gold,
You know you're going to get some gold, yeah. Full on face palms. Okay, I like that Shocks. He's actually surged forward in disrespect of the molly, and it's going to enable him to have all that information that JT thought he denied. Enables aggression through these tons early. Oh, they're going to have all the pieces in the right place. So this is going to come down to execution. Extra Salt, very good teams at the tippy top of Europe struggle against the Deagles when the info's found early. Can you overcome it? ZywOo missing shots, a good find. Marky puts the first on the board and a second in the feed as well. All wrapped up neat and tidy. One more to contest is Kyojin on shore. Apex already retreating away, hoping for a stray bullet from his scout to connect. And Salt, they want to try and keep this one close, right? You want to just not lose any of those rifles. Keep it clean, not close. That would make more sense. There we go.
Okay, 5 rounds here, 5-4.
This is about the break point, Chad.
Yeah, and I think that we can see Vitality. If they want to go for that double AWP setup again, they can. Shocks and ZywOo can both afford them. It's just interesting the way that they played it, 1 mid, 1 B. Kyojin's board in. He's going to have everything he wants for that long position. No dramas there. ZywOo has purchased into the AWP, and same as Shox. Let's see how they go with the setup this time around. It will be Shox and Masuda over towards B, ZywOo over towards A in the early stages of this one. So they've split the AWPs up on the defense this time round. Maki's out long. He's made it to the blue bin. About to get very hot here. Oh, that's a flight path that Kyojin likes. He's rocked that out twice already, dealing with these long takes. So similar scenes when they try and go fast long. Extra salt denied.
Flash perfect, absolutely perfect. And now Shox, off the back of his flash, can peek in and take out OC. Oh, in a second as well. Sonic added to the list. It's a naughty list. Shox, the one laying down the law. Lurk smoke is nothing for him. JT trying to maneuver around it, but Shox will take that as a gift. And not the frag. Good find. Needs another. Apex drops into the side. Bullet suppress, and that is 5-5. Vitality defends successfully, and big part of that was Shox on the AWP.
Yeah, they looked a bit flustered there, didn't they, Extra Salt? They lose long control, and then it was just let's go into B. And Shox, it was way too easy. The fact that he could re-pick like that, they're assuming he's not going to go for a fight on those same kind of angles. So trying to take back the space, just keeps jumping up, being absolutely cheeky. Really probably should have got the fourth there as well. Going to be frustrated with himself, not able to convert that one. But Vitality, they strike back, and we're tied up again, 5-5.
Brave. Very brave, but he takes down Shox. No impact to be found on the double AWP this time for the French.
Here's a chance.
Very big chance. How diligent is Fang? He's been scrimming lots in Europe. Let's see if the flashbang and the crouch come in. Pamps doesn't get punished as often, but nice, just bides his time. And in that juncture, they fall off. Patience prevails again.
It could be fortunate here because with this amount of time and the space out long right now, they're still not certain what type of setup Vitality are working with. Car's being called clear now with that U-tilt.
They missed the molly. They actually don't know.
Oh, it's gone a bit over the fence, hasn't it?
Oh, but Masuda goes for a very brazen swing. It does maintain the advantage for Extra Salt. One more on the AWP. Sonic's the one to convert. ZywOo's gone. He's provided 2 huge frags into round 11 here.
Yeah, both AWPers being taken out.
Oh, he was alert, but nutmeg. Nice catch from Fang. Just as it fades, a slight visual advantage. And just Apex in CT. The rest is just a formality at this point, and OC's the one to seal the deal. Happy to put a third on the board for him. He has been quiet, and he has been a bit caged here at DreamHack Masters Spring. I've yet to scream his name.
Yeah, it's a different kettle of fish, yeah. This is a nice shot here from Sonic. Good flashes from JT there, making sure Shox could not see a thing. And this was very interesting from Vitality. I think they were expecting to commit a little bit earlier. What you want to do is when you're swinging out in that position, you're expecting the AWP to be overseeing from back plat or pit, but you want the riflers to be all hugging that close wall, right? And be able to step out and grab yourself a multi-spray down. Extra Salt was still very wide of that, and with the scores on your screen right here, you can see the start for Vitality after that pistol round conversion, able to get 4 on the trot, but bouncing back in a good way has been Extra Salt. Once again, if this is the Vitality that you remember from last year with the 6-man, this is not it again. They've done the whole thing. They've changed their roster again. It's kind of like Heroic, right? They're coming to yeah, we'll just refresh our roster. Yeah. We'll make a new story. So Kyojin is one you're going to have to keep your eyes on, ladies and gentlemen.
They're trying the same setup. I wonder if they do go for that same one AWP short, one AWP long. Or will we see one tucked into B early?
Really rough on you two here, aren't they? Masuda.
Garbage spawns for long as well for the Extra Salt boys. It's
yeah.
Everything B.
That's a good call. Won't see that corner fight again. Lots of nades thrown out long there from Vitality to defend this now. They do have control of long. They've been able to drop ZywOo back towards this ramp position, but it's out fast for the mid to be again. Apex, are you going to be there in time?
Yeah, he's got Shox in support as well. Shox Zorp finds the first. A smoke on the doors. Awkward as Apex pushes in, takes another. Fang, oh my god! Shows absolutely no sign of slowing, but forced to do so. Vitality, a clean defensive round.
Back and forth, right? Tied up again, and there's plenty of money for Extra Salt. We're not really too worried about their finances just here. If they're able to get into the site again in a round like this, get that bomb down, they should be good for the remainder of the half as, well, we've only got a couple of rounds left. Vitality's purchase is looking much nicer, much cleaner now that they stabilize with a round like this. Plenty of defuse kits, plenty of util, and JT's going to cop a bullet in the back, but I'm sure...
He went to Chad Birchall's School of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, he'll keep on going. OC understands. very, very early mid-control here, and this molly, if thrown, would have announced their presence for this short take. They will need to flash Shox off the line, and they have done perfectly. Shox will drop back, short control now granted. How much utility to Vitality want to limp into this? Spotted up towards the Xbox as well. We are looking like a set piece, but Shox, this could unravel everything if he swings now.
Yeah, he's going to go for a wild one. Just misses out on the mark. JT's pushing in. Apex is in a prime position to punish this. No one's looking. And off the flash, he finds more damage. Double kill for Apex. Just completely grey screen. Volleys, flashes, nades. It's horrible. Suffocating.
Yeah, Extra Salt were hoping to get away with another surprise round like they did to Apex earlier, but too much utility. Absolutely denying anything they have. OC goes down, and now they didn't get that plant. So without that plant and the loss bonus being reset, it is not where I thought the money would be. I thought they'd have a little bit more of a convincing kind of fight. So yeah, we'll just be Fang with the cash money.
That's another team flash. I mean, we don't know how bad they are. Like,
yeah, you might know they're coming turned away.
Exactly. So I don't know if their screens are white, but either way, let's not forget, Extra Salt used to be a team that we would compliment, admittedly, 2 roster moves ago, but they used to flash for each other, the flash assists. OC used to be at the very highest stats for his team in terms of supported flashbangs.
See, just the problem with a round like that is that happens at a minute on the clock, right? And we're watching a lot of modern Counter-Strike these days where nothing tends to happen, especially if you've gone for the default spread until like the last 20 to 30 seconds. So there was just way too many nades left for Vitality. That's the kind of setup they want to deal with.
Oh, and there goes Fang. More to come. Oh, what a shot. Rare to see the conversion. The absence of Marky's Kevlar vest enables a clean kill straight through those doors. And Kyojin, oh, they flashed him. And they can't do much more to him. ZywOo arrives just in the nick of time. Apex is caught on the transition, but if you can deagle one, can you deagle a second? Doesn't find it, and ZywOo's not going to miss with a P2K, no less. Getting extra style points.
All right, well, one more round here within the first half. Map number 2. We probably haven't rammed this one home enough. This is an elimination game. Extra Salt, they lose this one right here. They are out of DreamHack Masters Spring. And Vitality, well, they'll spring forward in the lower bracket. It's not going to be easy to get on out. We already have locked in 2 teams for the playoffs. That's Gambit and Na'Vi. They have their upper bracket match to decide who goes straight into the semis and who goes into the quarters, respectively, on Sunday.
It's going to be so cutthroat in this Group B as well. Like, loser of Astralis Complexity, your next challenge. Woo, okay.
Yeah, no easy games here.
No, not at all. Extra Salt, everything on the line. Good point, Chad. Probably should hammer that home a little more. Now we are reaching that final round of our second map's first half. Hinge smoke enables safe passage to that Xbox. JT's up, bomb lurking. Okay, so this is actually quite reminiscent of the pistol.
We've seen this one already,
We've seen the
right?
Extra Salt playbook.
And this is where they had Marky go in and find an entry. So if they do this same execute again and Marky doesn't find the entry and the round falls apart, that was the difference maker. But Kyojin, meanwhile, taking a lot of space towards long, and he can keep pushing. Here comes the fake.
Marky looking for ZywOo's head, but no, instead, 2 dead. JT wanted to be presence up short, but you can see that the molly was dropped, and Shox is just hyper alert, being very vigilant with his util. Oh, and caught catching another, just outgamed, outbrained, and another bullet lands. OC's gone, round is 2. Vitality looking to exit this defensive half with 9. And there you have it. Vitality 9, Extra Salt 6, and a quick break separating us from potentially the final half of this series. Well, it's for survival, and Shox certainly did survive on that B site, launching them into a 9-6 lead on the half. That was the defensive half from Vitality. It is their map pick, and Extra Salt are on the ropes, down a map on the series. Best of 3 from here on out for DreamHack Masters Spring 2021. Extra Salt, the international roster representing the North American scene, doing their very best to be seen and to do as much damage as possible. 6 so far under the belt. It's been ups and downs. It's been peaks and troughs. And early long presence seems to be the name of the game. 2 to advance towards the catwalk. Kyojin's already out long. And OC wants info. More than just info. Bloodshed does 2 quick headshots provided by the silenced USP. Oh, it's very hard for Fang to find headshots here. They're closing the gap, and he knows it. Close quarters, he's still blind, but he does manage to find vision and Bloodshed as well. The back of JT's flash, no less. So there's some flash assists for you.
Well, Shox has got the package. So if we're going to be talking about one of the positives in this round is that he has 1 minute and 20 seconds to work with. He's very experienced as far as clutches go, and he has the bomb. So if anyone was going to pull off this 1v5 situation in the server who is still alive, it's going to be Shox. Because he's the only one alive. Just in case you guys didn't click with that one.
It clicked. Oh, and they don't spot his rotate back. Shox, I swear, if you've managed to fake an entire team, there's no way. No way. Fang's pushing up to call it clear tons. Shox has gone long. I mean, I'm not even going to consider it.
It'd just have to be the craziest couple of Glock bullets onto JT.
But it's
right?
Glock at this range. Like, JT has probably got twice the range at this fight. Yeah.
There you go. Worked out as it should.
Thank you very much,
That's
JT.
how it should work out. But let me remind you that the script writers are getting lazy around here, everybody, because the last game, Extra Salt, you know, they look good in the early stages of the first half. It was a competitive affair. And then Vitality, they stretch their legs. They get themselves a decent scoreline on the half. Extra Salt come in, they win the pistol. We're like, yes, they're doing it. They can do this. It can be competitive. And then they lose the Force Spy. Well, guess what's back on the docket? Vitality and the Force Spy. Scout for Apex, Deagles, Masuda, Kyojin, and Zaiwu. And Shox with a Tech 9. There is a lot of smokes in play here. This is not going to be an easy round for Extra Salt to win. Oh, just with the smoke fading, I've got a cross here. Oh, Apex! Big risk right there. Just wanted to find a fight. Sonic will take him down. He'll oblige him. So I will be able to pick back up the Scout. Still not out of the water just yet, or Extra Salt.
Marky's been kept very honest in that T side. Well, here on the defense, he could play a very crucial role in defense of this B site.
They still have these smokes, Alex, 4 of which, right? They haven't sold anything on a mid to B. They haven't dropped an Xbox smoke. They haven't done anything along those lines to kind of force Extra Salt to rotate around. As I say it, Masuda lobs one out towards CT. Zaiwu has one. He could do a door smoke from this position. They could even throw some flashes in, but it looks like they're just going contact.
Yeah, Shox to smoke B doors, I think. From mid, but that's no issue for Fang too. Marky needed that and finds it. The rest is just for fun and games. Shox can't quite find JT, wanted to knock him down, but they do manage to maintain all of their rifles. It wasn't something I mentioned, but the fact that they went for 2 M4s and an AUG into that second round, it would have been a complete loss of their economy. They maintain it, they keep all those rifles alive. It is the pass of the very first and compulsory test if they want to be competitive here. A B-Stream update for you in the South American Showdown over on twitch.tv/ESL-CSGO-B. Tested on Nuke a little bit. Looks like Furia do have the advantage though, if you want to check in more on that.
It's crazy how Furia, they seem like they've dropped off a cliff a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah. A shift in the mental. Fang's in trouble. Lots of troubles. I was found him. If they lose another, it really will spiral. They want to push. Look at this. They're so hungry for the rifle, and Apex doesn't get it. The Molotov forced his hand to retreat just a little second too early. Now Sonic's there to stop that weapon and deny any presence. Good shots. Little Glock dink, actually, all the way through the wall on Goose. OC is going to catch a couple more, but well handled so far. Extra Salt under the knife, but recover it, and we'll put 9 on the board. So nice and equalized. That's the first and opening 3 of our second half. It will be weapons now, though, for the T side. And this is where it's going to be really telling about how Extra Salt have developed as a CT unit.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on them in this one, right? We mentioned it before the break. We'll mention it again right now. They lose this, they're out.
They do have a very potent double AWP. Sonic, of course, previously was a primary AWPer in his day, whipping it out as a secondary and very capable hands.
Short boost here, going to set OC up for a pick. Bang by his side. Elevated now for the lower dark fight. Looks like ZywOo has a, well, I was going to say different idea, but so does Sonic. That's a big find right there. AWPer down. This is a great start to a round like this for Extra Salt.
Yeah, they want long info. Flash and push. JT's forced off the line, peeks in, confirms access, and now needs to get out of there. Doesn't have the support, doesn't want to be a solo. Isolated frag. Fang confirms there's no one short. This watch is still making that noise. I'm sorry.
So they've got long control at least, right? Clearing out Car now with that Molotov, and all in all, it can get worse if Sonic hits that shot.
He knows it's too mid. It's great info. Dreamy info for a CT side. Fang goes to sweep. Oh, if he pushes this a bit too much. Apex. Oh, a missed shot from Apex. Fang struggling as well, and he will finish the job.
That was ugly to watch.
OC returns us to some normalcy. Run boost into pit. Oh, this is hot. Go on, hold on. Right, as we were saying, run boost into the pit, and he actually hits the shot. That's a cracking opener. JT was there, finds the trade, the Org enabling that long-range fight to be taken with ease, and a man disadvantage for Vitality. Flashes on the cross, 20 seconds. That bomb needs to go in. Masuta might have to throw it. Sonic's holding it. Nade smoke's not going to cover. Strong arms gets it across. Shocks to plant.
Then get the bomb down at least. It's 2-on-3. The 40-second time is about to start. Shock's just being chipped away at there. Marky getting him so low.
Yeah, 50 damage through the corner, and an AWP shot missed. They know exactly where you are. Suta needs one, and combines, it's not enough. Extra Salt successfully retaking that site, and it was looking like Vitality were at least keeping them under the thumb, but that's going to be double AWP recovered. Sonic contributing the start and the final frag.
Yeah, I think Apex, as soon as he died there after that run boost kill, I think he looked at his teammate there, wondered why the trade didn't come out, because getting the run boost across was great, but there was no follow through, right? And I think the fact that if Masuda was swinging with him, maybe he gets the trade on that. Either way, not to be the difference maker. It's back. It's not on. I promise you. I promise everybody at home the aircon is off. It's just making noise. You guys all have these problems around the house. Maybe you got water hammering in the pipes, or your hot water unit's making a noise here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe your gas boiler, she's on the brink. We have a funky air conditioner unit.
Just sounds like it's constantly making an espresso.
I thought, right, when we first started having this issue, I thought it was someone just making coffees around the clock out there, but it's not the case.
No, just technology being technology.
Yeah,
well,
it's a new sound.
I won't let this distract or detract from the fact that Extra Salt are about to be extending their lead if Vitality don't find early frags. They want to try and draw blood long, and that's where Sonic's postured himself. A missed shot as the flash pops, and already full-on control garnered.
How risky does Sonic want to get about this? If he, well, I was going to say hangs around for car for too long, he'll be overwhelmed, but they've dropped on back. Vitality, they've had enough of the long. Going to make their way back over towards the B bomb site, and that's where there's currently an upper tunnels push coming through. Marky's going to lock himself into this corner just in time, I think, Alex. If he overlooks, he's going to go down.
That's a disaster.
Too much.
All onto Fang. OC actually does take initiative and a frag. Apex walking mid, but they want to convey and converge straight in towards this B site. That's a perfect incendiary. Buys time for the rotate to set up. JT's utility has been flawless. And they're going anyway. Straight through the smoke. Gray screen. This favors Extra Salt, and it's converted by Fang. Double on the M4 spray. Couple more bullets left in the chamber, and it's going to be 3. Solid defense. 11 for Extra Salt. That is the lead they were looking for.
I'm surprised we've seen it get this close, right? I was obviously joking before when I was talking about the overpass kind of scoreline and the way that things went. But even still, I thought that maybe it was just going to be a bit too much of a tall task for Extra Salt to be able to convert some of these rounds against the firepower that Vitality has. But the fights, you're right, it wasn't even like a fair fight. Vitality running through the smokes, they're not going to get anything done in a situation like that unless a miracle frag.
Love to see this. A little bit of extra confidence in Fang's play when he knows he's up against these Tech 9 armor. Vulnerable to a close fight and an AK-47 delivered straight to enemy hands. Far from ideal. Marky had a bit of a nightmare in the previous, but didn't get punished. Now, with the loss of Fang, this one could spiral.
As I just start to sing the praises of what they're doing here, it could fall apart at the worst moment.
Again, this is the same thing that happened last time. As soon as things get a bit scary, OC returns us to an equilibrium. And Sonic's trying to close quarters off this. What a find! He's going to get sprayed down.
Oh,
they won't find him in the flash. And it is going to be another frag. Marky's still alive. Heart beating, hands shaking. He's got OC in support, and that's another for Marky. First on the B defense. OC's holding the cross, and that's enough to convert. Okay, extra assault, making a case.
Okay, 12, only 4 more kills, 4 more rounds right now. We get ourselves to that 16 mark, and we will be seeing Nuke, and that's where I'm not sure who I'm going to favor going into that final map if we do go the distance. I think strategically speaking, Extra Salt on their T sides, when we were watching some of the moves on Dust 2 and some of the moves on Overpass, they're just executing before allowing their players to actually, work for picks or set them up for picks. They're executing into a wall of the CT side. Nuke, I think you can get away with that type of play a little bit more so. Let's see, the Vitality want to finish this in 2.
Oh, dear.
Wait, there wasn't even the smoke icon.
You're right, but it was blind through the smoke, you can see. And that's an AWP gone. Oh, and another gone as well. Fang tucked in tight. Masuta the one to do so. Now they have full long control. Apex is going to be overseeing middle. So they want to set that AWPer up. It actually looks like the... Ooh, OC wanted to contest.
So much info.
JT spots them, spots the bomb. A big frag to find, and he wants to advance. A flash from OC could set him up brilliantly. Into the pit now, bomb retrieved, and they want to just scarper out of there. The flash is a little late. JT will get the info. And Kyojin, by hearing the flash, wants to peek on in, loses his life. Now the bomb as well. Masuta can't retrieve it. 1v3. Laid his life on the line just to get that bomb out of long and back into his teammates' hands. But at the cost of his life, a 1 versus 3 is demanded of him. At a crucial juncture of the game as well. Make no mistake, the T's have not flush for cash. Max loss bonus at this point. Sure is an avenue into the site, and even potentially an avenue into the plant.
Yeah, if he can just creep on in, plant site without facing JT and giving away too much information before that bomb goes down, he could isolate the spawn push-up with that Molotov, then take the fight, or use the spawn Molotov to get himself towards short. But we have all the information here. Masuta is operating with absolutely none. And now that we have 10 seconds left on the clock, the team just needs the plant. The bomb will go down. With the max loss bonus, there will be a buy in the next round. But Masuta in a 1-on-3, 2 players at half HP. He could convert this one.
He certainly could. Extra salt. Very loud about this. And he chooses to Molotov and peeks over it. I like the idea. OC was prepared, though. Trying to play the mind games to find that early 1-on-1 in the 1v3.
Yeah, they've just spent that time going shopping, getting themselves the double AWP set up back for Sonic, who is currently dead. OC has got one for himself, and Marky's going to walk away with an AK-47. They've even got a bunch of utility here. So sure, the economy hasn't blown out of control for Extra Salt in this. This was the shot. Yeah, just on a timing right there. So ZywOo, we've seen some players recently. I think Nico's one was highlighted on Reddit, right, with the Silenced M4, taking that fight with a one-way smoke towards the Xbox position. This shot here from JT, I think that was the round-winning kill. And the reason I say that is because ZywOo's jumping into pit. OC was flashed in that environment. Yeah. If ZywOo gets and holds control of pit, that's a huge piece of real estate to have. Now the scoreline's 13-9. Vitality are on the ropes here.
100%. Shox is even equipped with a Mac 10. I'm not sure how much impact he's going to be able to find with that.
Same as ZywOo, the 2 stars with the Mackie 10s.
Odd. Odd for sure. Masuta could be vulnerable. OC loving this. A little burst of aggression for info early on the catwalk. And chance missed. Masuta gets himself up Xbox.
There's so much fighting. Yeah, they're really going into B, though.
Well, you're absolutely right. Marky's not even there. Nothing on the spray.
They're playing retake.
They're going to have to. That's the bomb now, across and loose. Good shot from Marky. Won't expect one close, though. ZywOo is in a prime position to punish them here. And he's gone as well. Marky providing all of the necessary frags. Vitality just evaporate Only shots left. This B take, it lands completely flat. They'll even hoover up a couple of extra AKs for their troubles. This smells like nuke.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure what the situation there was from Vitality. Masuta was the only player with a smoke left as they had done their initial execute onto the B bomb site, and he was mid. So there was no way for him to smoke the doors. Kyojin just has to try and cross the best he can. And the retake setup here from Extrasol is set up perfectly to deal with this type of play. Great stuff here from Extrasol. Just 2 more rounds now.
Yeah, they're getting hyped. There's no doubt about it. This is where they just have to knuckle down. A clear advantage. An opportunity to convert against some of the very best. Vitality down 9-14, down bad. After a 9-6 half, they haven't made a single mark, a single impact. They haven't convinced anyone that they can pick up a T round yet. Up against this Extrasol blue wall. And they're going for some info. This is the power of the AWP, just slowly, procedurally calling those tunnels clear as Masuta chooses to evacuate.
If they just go for a cat set piece here, it feels predictable, right? You're just going through the strats at this point. We've tried a B split, we've tried a B hit, we've tried going out long, and now we're just trying a cat set piece, and rotating back in time will be Fang to help out OC. Upper dark called clear.
I will say, no incendiaries. They won't have any way to slow this push other than flashes and bullets. And that's the flashes. Where are the bullets? A nade might soften them up, perhaps, but Zai was already drawn blood, and they're playing fully for the retake. Apex already established on short. If Marky, wow, with patience like this... Okay, he's not opting for short.
He's heard now.
Oh, very loud about it, and that should be a freebie. Nice find. Apex will grab himself an AK-47, an Extrasol, conceding their first here, unless... Yeah, shot over the smoke. It's perfect. Look at the angle he's working with. Takes down 2. OC's next. Hail Mary, trying to do some sort of damage. The AWP is recoverable, and Team Vitality putting that double digit on the board.
Okay, well, they haven't broken Extrasol here, right? There's still cash in the bank for a buy again right now. Sonic just fully investing there, has 150 to his name to go forward with. So this is where Vitality can start turning things around with their first T round here. So this is great that they've opened the account. Now they need to make a deposit. We need to see another round on the board.
I remember going with my family to open my first bank account.
Was,
what a day that was.
Quite the time, wasn't it?
Big pick. Big pick. OC's the one to prevail. Losing an early casualty, Vitality a disadvantage, and it's extended. Sonic lays his life on the line in pursuit of glory. Fang fills the void, makes it clear. Happy to fight, happy to take a biff early.
Yeah, 3 on 4 right now, and I'm going to say Vitality have not looked great when they've lost these kills and don't have the number advantage. They look a little bit discombobulated. This flash is great. OC takes the pot shot. Shock's posturing to bait out some more util. Will drop a bridge smoke of his own here. It's going to put into question where this attack is, and well, his teammates are coming up cat behind him, but they don't look fully committed to this just yet, Vitality. A pick here would be perfect. Turning the tables into a 3 on 3 would be ideal.
3 on A. JT not going to fall foul to the one way. Two smokes left. 2 flashes. It smells like an AXEC into the stack of Extrasol. Very limited CT util, as you highlighted. It's going to just be the bullets to defend. Let's see how this one shapes up. OC's in a prime position to find the first, and he does. Kyojin's gone. Burning, though, has to fall back. Fang's gone completely undetected so far, so it's just OC, basically 1v3. Now, made 1v1. Nice finds. JT trades evenly. An Extrasol looking very good. Set with 4, make it 5 match, or rather map points. God damn, match points, map points.
Series points.
The series points.
Game points.
Games, matches, maps. Just one.
Just one. That's the simplest way. Just one. Just one more needed. And Vitality here, right? The Apex went for that long pick. As soon as that gets dropped, there was mollies on top of it. They couldn't pick that one up. It's going to be a Mac 10 for Shocks for what could be the final round of play for round 26. 3 AKs at Galil. Utility there, and well, back towards the B bomb site.
Oh, great find. Turning the flash or evading the flash and converting into an early man disadvantage again. Sonic, if you could just survive. They want to go for a mid-B. The utility at least implies it. Great counter util. Look what it's done to Masuta. That's the bomb lost. Nade, bullets, Molotov. Bomb lost. JT confirms it's there. Shox needs the headshot and does put it down. Fang's on some sort of flank here, but Marky's doing a lot of the legwork already. Just 2 frags from Nuke. Extra Salt doing it. Fang finds the first. It's only Apex. And Vitality, from a 9-6 half, they fall 16-10. And we go to our third. Extra Salt will not bow out of DreamHack Masters Spring without a fight, and that fight is on Nuke after the break. Analysts first when we return.
Crunching him. Mid and I'll be flat. Picking window.
You have the bomb.
Nice!
Nice, good job, guys.
Nice! I feel like it's now standard. Every team has to say nice when they win a map. And that was a bit of a surprise from Extra Salt, because going into this one, we thought it was going to be 2-0, didn't we? Maniac?
Yeah, they made me eat my words when it comes to letting Dust2 in the video. I was a little bit scared of allowing Vitality to play the map, but it was very sovereign from Extrasalt, right? They lose the first pistol round, they still win 16-10. The defense is airtight. They're one step ahead of Vitality almost at every turn, in every single department. Sonic and OC, very potent AWP setup. Everything was going well for Extrasalt, very legit.
But things were going well on the CT side for Vitality, though. Weren't they, Janko?
Yeah, they sure were. You know, they had a good start, a little bit of a comeback from Extrasalt, but then again, Vitality with a strong 4 rounds to close out the half. I don't know, it was really weird. They only won 1 round on their T side. I think they got a little bit impatient. I think the frustration got to them. We were seeing a lot of, you know, buys coming one after another and trying to switch things up with some explosive plays, right? Calls from spawn, basically. So I think, you know, it's a map where Extrasalt isn't really too proficient on, so maybe you just want to take it a little bit slow, put yourself in some good situations, maybe see if they're going to overextend. But yeah, it didn't really happen. Extrasalt was just really solid on Dust2.
Yeah, and Janko is talking about, you know, being impatient, and actually round 22 that I want to bring to the viewers, because that is an example of Vitality completely bludgeoning a situation. It's going to be a 5 versus 3. It starts off very well. ZywOo finds Sonic trying to be a bit finicky through that smoke towards middle. You think to yourself, okay, they finally have a first entry kill. They've been struggling for a couple of rounds. Then Mizuta puts one straight into Fang. At this point, it should be okay. But somehow, Shux tries to go out middle too fast, gets punished by Marquis. Now, OC and JT, very concurrent, trying to retake that long information. But it should not be possible. Vitality should have the protocols together to punish them. OC is out of position. ZywOo is alone. No one is here to trade ZywOo. You cannot allow JT to get away with that kill right there. It turns into a 3 versus 3. And again, there is going to be a timing being found through that smoke by the same JT once more. It's going to be Kyojin this time, trying to come, but he's out of timing again. This right here was a 5 versus 3 that turned into a 1 versus 3 for poor Mizuta in about 15 seconds. And it's exactly what we talked about. A little bit of frustration, maybe jumping the gun a little bit in some of these fights. And for Extrasalt, I knew they were going to win the map. That was the moment.
When you bring up a blunder, I start to think about Apex picking up the AWP and getting very, very lucky. I've never seen someone look so much like an old man in game, trying repeatedly to get kills and somehow getting incredibly lucky, then trying to boost onto his teammate, taking about 10 minutes to do so. I'm digressing. Janko, I know you wanted to jump in there.
Yeah, I think that, you know, the flash play in the end, you know, you could tell Kyojin hears the sound cue of the flash. He just drops the bomb and goes back for the fight, but the timing isn't there. And we praised them a bit for some of his holds, even on this map on long. He was doing a good job in some rounds. But here on the T side, you could see like just some impatience, inexperience as well in that round where they got into the B side. Extrasalt was focused all on mid, and here is just the bomb carrier. There's no smoke for door, and he's just running in, you know, with the French flag as if they liberated the whole site, right? You just can't do that. And I'm sure it's something that the coach will very easily, you know, point out to him, what he will learn from, and just say like, hey, listen, we need to be a bit more patient in some of these situations, be a bit more careful, right? Like the pressure is on them. They are the ones who lost the side. They're probably going to try to come in really fast. There's a lot of time on the clock. We don't need to plant the bomb immediately in a situation like this, right? So I think there's definitely, so far we've seen with him some mistakes like that, which I don't think is a surprise and it's not a big deal. And I think it's great for them that they're happening early on, in a sense of it's very easy to point out, very easy to understand, and for him to fix it, because they did say, you know, they think he has a lot of untapped potential and that he can be a great player for Vitality.
And that's the thing with Dust2 as well. It's so much about synergy on that T side and being flexible. And given that this is his first best of 3 with the team,
I mean, Dust2 is also the you know, the FPL having a good time map, so I'm sure he's got some sort of intuition and understanding of the map. But you're talking about synergy, and this is where I want to give some props to Extrasalt, because the base of that defense and why they were so strong is that anytime they wanted to retake some map, you could feel there was no hesitation. They were all going in together. The timings were right. They were feeding off each other's energy, making sure that no one is getting flanked. That was very, very well played from Extrasalt. And now we move on to Nuke. And the T side of Vitality being an issue is something that we've already had in the first day. They were only able to post 2 rounds against Complexity on their T side. So my French Swiss baguette heart is starting to melt just a little bit. I don't really know what to look for in that new game.
Yanko, what should we be looking for?
Yeah, I think this is actually going to be really interesting, right? Because Maniac pointed out even yesterday some of Extrasalt's stats, map stats are skewed because they played a lot of NA opponents. But when you filter it against like top 30 opposition, Nuke is their best map, right? The only loss they have is actually against Astralis, and they have 4 wins, including a convincing one against Big, who is also a solid Nuke team. So for Vitality, sure, yesterday, a bit of an off day, right? Losing both pistols, losing a lot of clutches against Complexity, but I think we can have a close one here to close it out.
Well, we're going to have to take another short break, but when we come back, we are going to have our deciding map, Nuke, and it is going to break le coeur of one of these teams, Vitality or Extrasalt. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.